Let's go. Welcome back to Skill Over Legacy Podcast. We are on episode 10. We didn't hit the first milestone, episode 10, Illuminati style. But
Yo.
we got the regular gang here with me. Y'all introduce yourselves, man.
_ J Bridges on TikTok, aka Snapple Fact J, and I got one for y'all.
All right.
Yes, sir. What's the fact for today?
Over 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. I just think that's cap, but that's neat.
That is crazy.
I think that's just cap, but hey, Snapple, please. Bro. I got like 7 bottles in here. Please give me a sponsorship, man. Please.
Yes, sir.
My sponsorship for today is Just Water. We're saving the planet one bottle at a time. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bro, you know we with the coldest water. You can't be doing that, bro.
Right. The coldest. Hey, reach out to your boy. But anyway,
get competitors and shit.
But in all seriousness, Cam Major 0109 on all platforms.
We got at Lim Shady 91, TikTok, Twitter.
Yes, sir, Mister. I got a player I want to talk about. Yes, sir.
That's him.
Yes, sir. I like that. All right.
Jay, that TikTok today was so funny.
Oh, that Taco Fall one?
Speaking of, I'm like 98 followers. It's like 400 people watching this at least. Give me some 100. What's
right. Give my people on their follows. Boom. We gonna get right to the nitty gritty. ESPN is the worst list making sports, whatever you want out there. They suck. They made a top 25, under 25. And let me read you the first 3, okay?
Look. Just listen.
1, Luka Doncic. We starting out great. You know what I'm saying? Okay. 2, Zion Williamson. Listen. Listen. When I tell you, it only gets worse from here. 3. I'm gonna just if you had to take one guess, who you think 3?
John Morant.
It's LaMelo Ball, though.
What?
It gets worse though. Like that's not even the 2 worst ones.
4 is Donovan Mitchell. Which is probably respectable if LaMelo wasn't ahead of him.
What?
Number 5 is Jason Tatum.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, Bridges, what name haven't you heard? Tell me just what name you haven't heard.
There's a million. Number 6 is De'Aaron Fox.
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Then it goes Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Bam Adebayo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And here, that's just 10. That's the top 10. It gets worse. It goes Ingram after Shai, then Jaylen Brown, then Jamal Murray.
Oh, my.
Michael Porter Jr., then John Morant and Trae Young, just after all those people. Then peep this. You gonna like this, but it still don't make sense. After Trae, it's Mikal Bridges, but you Sabonis is just next.
Yeah, that's bad. That's just
Anthony. And then do you want to hear all the people that are better than Colin Sexton?
all of those people, right? Except
plus all of those, plus Lonzo, Jared Allen, John Collins, Tyrese Halliburton, DeAndre Ayton, and Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards.
Wow.
Listen, ESPN. You ain't watching, but you gonna be watching one day. And I need y'all to know, y'all stink. Y'all are musty. Y'all are ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. There's no way that anybody from ESPN could explain to me how that list was made and make it make sense. There's no way.
Bro, they're terrible. What they do is they pick the consensus number one, and then they just throw the rest in a random name generator.
They have to.
Like they took like in the top 100, they took out LeBron and just put 99 names in there.
I don't understand how Trae Young is in top 10.
I just don't see how Trae Young isn't top 5. Like, bro,
He
like
could arguably be top 5, and he's not even top 10.
I would say he's top 5. Honestly,
You could argue it.
Oh,
You
I
would
would
go
say he's
Luka.
probably top 5.
I feel like Bam and Trey, you can kind of,
I'd
you
go
know,
Luka, Jason Tatum, and then Trae Young.
that's what I said.
Honestly,
I said Luka, Trey. I mean Luka, Tatum, then Booker. Then I put Trey like right there. Which
I'd go Trey, Booker, Bam.
Either way, those three, however you flip it, they should all be right next to each other.
Yeah. There
No matter
should
what you feel.
there's
no way.
Zion, SGA, Jamal Murray, then Trae Young. That's just not how that works.
There's just no way that Trae Young is 13 spots behind LaMelo Ball.
That's
To me,
disgusting.
there's no way they make that list and they get to 25 and they're like, oh yeah, we should add Colin Sexton. Like he should be like way higher than 25. Like
Colin Sexton on a 25 under 25 list to me is just 13, 11, 12, 13, anywhere from 11 to 15 is where Mikal Bridges
to
is
be
not
top
better.
10 too.
Mikal Bridges isn't better than him, and I love Mikal Bridges. He's not better than him though.
as like a pure bucket getter, like only score. Colin Sexton's already one of the best guys in the league at that. Like I don't
He
know.
already is. He's arguably a top 10 shooting guard.
I don't understand how if he's arguably a top 10 shooting guard, he can't be like borderline top 25, and he can't even be second on his team. Jared Allen is not better than him.
Wait,
forgot
Jared
Jared
Allen's on the list?
Yeah, and he's above Colin Sexton.
Listen, that's exactly what I feel about Brandon Ingram. Bro, if you're going to put Zion on the Brandon Ingram is just better than him. He's just better.
And like I love Jared Allen. I literally just made a TikTok about him like 10 minutes ago. Like, but he's just not better than Colin Sexton. Like
He's not better than Lonzo. Why is Lonzo so low? Why do we feel like Tyrese Halliburton is already better than Lonzo Ball?
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
That's so bad. That's just terrible.
And then
I love that.
It's gonna be crazy when some of these rookies unfortunately don't meet those expectations. We're gonna look back at these lists and be like, hey, ESPN, he still be alive right now if you didn't gas him up.
Seriously though, listen, man. I am one to say that Anthony Edwards, I speak so highly of Anthony Edwards, bro, but he's not better than Colin Sexton. He's not better than Sabonis. Oh, he was right below Sabonis. He's not even that close to him though.
There's no right power forward list with Sabonis not top 5. So how is he not even top 10 of his age? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, skill over legacy come for ESPN neck. I ain't gonna lie.
I just don't know how Michael Porter Jr. is better than Trae Young.
Michael Porter Jr. has been good for all of 42 games.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Trae
else
Young
is not
30
on
and
the
10
list.
last season. 30 and 10.
If it's potential based too, like they say it is, and like even with potential as your base for the list, it's still a garbage list. But like,
How the hell does Jared Allen have more potential than Colin Sexton?
how is James Wiseman not on it? James Wiseman.
Yes, James Wiseman has infinitely more potential than Jared Allen.
Like actually, that brings like I want to say something about James Wiseman. I know we've talked about him before on the podcast, but like I was listening to Zach Lowe's podcast earlier today, and he had the Warriors beat writer on. They were talking about James Wiseman for a lot, and I don't get it. I don't understand why he's getting so much hate and slander. Like I talked about it earlier this morning on Discord too. Like the circumstances surrounding James Wiseman coming into the NBA are like completely unique. Like he played 5 games of college basketball. took the whole season off, got no off season, got put into a win now team with crazy expectations and has inconsistent minutes. And they just think he's going to be an all-star.
Yeah, that's just not how
He
that
just
works.
turned 20, 2 days ago? And it's obviously going to take time. Like, I don't understand this like crazy expectation for James Wiseman that other rookies aren't being held to.
Word. And when he got serviceable minutes, he actually did very well with those minutes more often than he didn't. Like, he played well. He showed the skill set almost immediately. So what? I don't understand what they expect. Like, yeah, of course, LaMelo's going to be better because, he just jumped on a team where they're like, we're probably going to be really, really, really bad. So as soon as he shows us that he can get in the starting lineup even a little bit, he's just going to be there. Like,
I'm sorry, if I'm the Warriors, if I pick up anybody that's a first round pick and that's a center, they already better than Kevin Looney. Just play them.
Yeah, to be honest, I would much rather just have James Wiseman working on his game.
Kevin Looney fucking stinks.
Best point guards ever.
And even if we're talking like straight potential, where's KPJ? I just want to know where he's at on this list.
I mean, if this is how the list is going to be, why not throw him on there?
Yeah.
Because
I was like looking at something earlier about the Cavs, and so I was looking at it, and they were talking about KPJ and Kevin Love. He said himself, KPJ was just by far the best on their team, even when Colin Sexton and Darius Garland was there. He was like, he was just the best, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, he just had issues that were, outside of basketball.
Yeah.
Like, which is unfortunate, but he got those things handled. But I just don't understand what's going on. Like, is it just based on who everybody likes, and you just throw potential next to it? Like, more people are talking about Jared Allen than Colin Sexton right now, so he just got more potential as a center, I guess. Like, and no disrespect, but he doesn't do much. Like, he rebounds, blocks. There's a lot of centers that can do. Like, it's not too much. Like, unless they're saying he's going to potentially be a defensive player of the year. I mean, I guess. I mean, sure, but who cares? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, nobody cares. Like, Colin Sexton literally has all of the potential in the world, way more than Jared Allen. How does, like Cam said and Liam said, how does the third best player on their team have the most potential? Why? Where's Darius Garland?
Darius Garland, the last night, was it? He went for 38.
Where's Darius Garland?
Yeah.
Like, you just didn't include the second best player, but decided to find Jared Allen somewhere? Like, I just don't understand. What they think he's gonna be the next Dwight Howard? Nobody cares like that, though, really.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's really interested in that. But that's just bad. I just wanted to get your initial reaction to that garbage truck.
It's actually going to bring us like smooth into the next topic. So I read a comment earlier on the live, and it said they fired Paul Pierce, and now this.
Oh yeah, let's talk about hey man, y'all ain't have to fire Paul Pierce, man. Hey, he was just
I don't know. They might have had to.
Hey, listen, man, he was living his life. He said, my viewers, they have to see this. Me living my life, they've got to see this. All 315 of them. Look at what I'm doing. You see the yams behind me? Yes, sir.
Nah, he's fired. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, I know why ESPN fired him. Like, I get it. But did you have to, though? No. You didn't have to fire my boy. He was just living his life. I hope he comes out with his own podcast. I will definitely tune in. Me. Like, so whatever
for that hating he be doing.
He definitely do be hating. Here's the thing. I've been seeing a lot of people like congratulating that he lost his job. Like, okay, like there's bad takes and stuff, but it's still funny. Like, and I still very much like Paul Pierce. Like, he just be hating sometimes. I mean, Skip Bayless has been hating for 30 years. Like, and people will be boo-hooing and we miss you if he got fired. Like,
for sure.
I just think people got to chill out. Whatever Paul Pierce gets himself into next, I'm gonna be there because I want to see it. It's gonna be entertaining to say the least. You know that. You know it's gonna be very entertaining. But what
Yeah,
you think about it?
I'm a bad person to ask about this because I'm like the biggest Paul Pierce hater on the planet. So I'm gonna
Whoa,
stay out
whoa,
on
whoa,
this
whoa,
one.
whoa! Why do you hate Paul Pierce?
I never liked him. Like
What
even
did he
like when I was
do?
younger, just being a good player
Oh,
on
you
the
know
Celtics,
what?
I didn't like him.
You know
Heard you.
what?
Somebody said who should take his place since he's gone.
I really
Me?
don't even care. I don't. Right, us.
Us.
Right.
Skill
I
over
don't.
legs.
I don't really watch ESPN like that.
3 African Americans plus
Right,
Mark.
Mark.
Look, I'm low key with Liam. I have a memory. The first time I heard my father swear, he called. It was him calling Paul Pierce a bitch, and I was like, you know what? That's the first time hearing him cuss. It was him calling Paul Pierce a bitch. I think especially my dad is like he was a Kobe guy. So.
Oh, he was definitely. Hey, Paul Pierce was definitely getting the best of Kobe for a while there. You know what I'm saying? Like his team wise, but yeah, I mean, I never. One thing y'all don't know about me. I'm gonna give y'all a secret for my YouTube watchers. Hey, I used to be a real big Celtics fan. I really used to like the Celtics when I was young.
Ew.
I don't know. You know what it was? I liked Rondo a lot. Like Rondo was somebody that like I gravitated towards very early on. But I noticed that I didn't really like the Celtics. I just like Rondo. But I had Celtics hats.
Oh,
Every time I played 2K, I played with the Celtics.
and he like Chiefs.
I was like, here's something. Here's something else that's embarrassing. And if my day one homie, he watches this and he's gonna laugh because I don't tell y'all this. He be trying to expose me in my lives. But I used to say Rondo was better than Chris Paul.
Oh! Wow.
I was in like the 7th grade. But I was in like the 8th grade, bro. I wasn't even in high school yet. Like, and I was like, yeah, Rondo's better than Chris Paul. And I used to be able to argue it for hours. Like I used to
be hit up Paul Pierce. We need a new host.
That's crazy
right now.
But I was in like the 7th grade, bro. I used to be JJ gonna like that. I used to be a huge I used to really like the Celtics. Like I used to watch every single game, and then I'm gonna be honest. Kevin Durant came around, and I was like, yeah, this isn't cool anymore.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and say what you used to say about KD.
Oh God, since I'm exposing myself. Matter of fact, we can go around. What bad take did everybody have about basketball? We didn't all had one. I'm not gonna be alone here.
Okay, let me think.
But my second one.
You know I'm just 100% from the field, so hold on.
Here's the thing. Y'all want to know something? Again, me being who I am, I used to, for like years, I used to think Kevin Durant was better than LeBron. Like, and you know what's funny? It started in 2012 for me. It don't make no sense, right? I used to think that 2012 Kevin Durant was better than 2012 LeBron, though. I don't know what was wrong.
Why are you looking like that?
I don't. Why are you looking like that?
I'm trying to put my head.
But yeah, I used to think arguably the best version of Bron just wasn't better than Kevin Durant. Like me and my dad would get into arguments to the point where he would want to ground me. Like it was like I was hating. I was like a real like hater almost. Like it was bad.
I'm trying to think.
I know Liam got one. You a fan of a team, so I know you got one.
Yeah, no, I've got plenty of bad takes in my life. I mean, I was a huge Steph Curry hater like 5 years ago, like massive Steph Curry hater. I never said anything too crazy about him. I just didn't like him, so I said, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a specific bad take I've had.
Man, I mean,
everybody had this take, but I thought that that Kobe, Steve Nash, Dwight Howard team was going to be unbeatable.
Oh yeah, that I knew that team was gonna be
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah,
I was like,
I thought so too.
I didn't think so because I'm like, Steve Nash is 53. That's not gonna work. Like, but I ain't gonna lie, Dwight was the one who really fumbled the bag there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He was hot garbage. Hello?
What's up?
No, Cam. Speak up, Cam.
Cam's frozen?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jay Bridges, go ahead. You got time to think.
I just had it in my head too.
I know you got everybody has a bad one. And it could be about like a player that you said was going to be like not very good and they turned out to be good. It could be all that. I have one of those too.
I had one last year. I feel that nigga was gonna be garbage. As soon as they drafted him, I was like, bro, I was telling Zay and Jay Bridges, this nigga about to be garbage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, I said he was gonna be horrendous in the
He was
NBA.
gonna be terrible.
I said RJ Barrett he wasn't really gonna even be in the league. Like I said RJ Barrett was terrible.
Yeah. I can't.
I got one. It's not even a bad take. Yeah, it came from just passion. I really thought the 2016 Hawks had a chance.
Oh, that's a horrible take. That's horrible. That's horrible.
It was just some passion. The heart of the city. I had to.
I've got my worst one. Easily my worst one. When we signed Tyreek Evans in what 2013.
You thought it was going up.
I thought we had Drew Holiday, Eric Gordon, Tyreek Evans, Ryan Anderson, and Anthony Davis. I thought we were easily a top 4 seed. Easily.
That's funny.
That's funny. I have one more about a player. This is gonna be crazy because this couldn't have been any more polar opposite. I thought Dennis Smith Jr. was going to be astronomically better than De'Aaron Fox.
I thought Dennis Smith Jr. was going to be so good.
I thought Dennis Smith Jr. or Dennis Smith Jr. De'Aaron Fox. I thought De'Aaron Fox was going to be garbage when he got to the league. Like not even serviceable. Like he was headed to the G League. Like I did not believe in him. And now he's one of my favorite players, which is ironic.
Yeah, but that's how I felt about Tyrese Maxey and RJ Barrett. But like probably my worst take because I was like 5. In like 2008, I was saying LeBron was already better than Kobe ever was.
Yeah, that's crazy. He hadn't even gotten to that point yet. He had the potential, but he hadn't gotten to that point yet. But all right.
I've had more bad takes. I've definitely had more. I mean, anything I say about Paul Pierce that I said when I was younger was probably a bad take. I used to just outright say he was garbage.
Yeah, that'll always be a bad take, no matter how. All right. So, question. We'll start with Liam because this is his segment. Who's the most underappreciated player in the league? So they can be good, and everybody knows that kinda, but we don't appreciate how good they are.
You know what? I'm gonna base this off Cam. What we were talking about this morning in Discord about like the MVP race and everything. Damian Lillard. Oh my god! I felt like I was taking crazy pills in Discord this morning. Like
we definitely it was like, bro, are you serious?
Like Damian Lillard should absolutely. I mean, he's second on Kia's NBA ladder right now, and like everybody was talking about him, like he doesn't deserve to be top 10. That's I don't get it. Like he's Damian Lillard. He's averaging 30 points a game, and he's played twice as many games as CJ McCollum, and the Blazers are 11 games over 500. I mean, come on, he's unbelievable. Like,
yeah, it got so bad when we were talking about it. They were like, what did they say? Oh yeah, we were talking about I was like, yeah, Dame should just be ahead of Stephen Curry in the MVP race, and they thought it was crazy, and it was like Steph had to carry more, and I was like, bro, are you serious?
There's just no way that's true.
That's just
not. And I mean, if you do believe that that's true, that Steph had to carry more, Dame actually carried. The Warriors are losing.
Yeah.
The Blazers are winning. Like
He didn't carry more because he didn't carry anything. The most they were above 500 was like 2-3 games.
And that's just also not true. Without CJ McCollum, Andrew Wiggins is better than every player on the Blazers that's not Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Like, so what? Like, both him and Kelly Oubre are better than everybody else. Like that's ridiculous. You know what they said in Discord?
Oh my god.
Is a first. I've never heard this in my life. The criticism of Damian Lillard was that he is too screen reliant when faced with a triple double, a double team.
Double team.
What?
He's a point guard in the NBA is too reliant on a screen.
And then it got to the point they were like, then they just lied. They said he finishes bad. I was like, are you serious? Excuse me?
In 2021, I don't know if I've ever seen an NBA basketball play where a point guard didn't get 4 screens in one possession.
At this point, niggas y'all gotta stop making shit up. Y'all got
there's 2 things: rim gravity and a point guard being too screen reliant. Those things in basketball, for the young people, those things aren't real.
Yeah.
Wait till we watch a whole Curry game. We're gonna see who's screwed up.
Bro, like, come on.
That doesn't make sense. Nobody cares.
In my 13 years of playing basketball, I've been playing basketball since I was 4. And I played point guard like practically my whole time playing basketball. There is literally no play that I've ever ran where I don't get a screen.
Yeah.
Like there's no play the main ball handler runs and he doesn't have a screen for him.
What?
And then in the double team, I'm like, you want to avoid a double team at all costs. So if he needs a screen to get out of a double team, that just makes yes, he's not supposed to. Like, do you know how hard it is to pass out of a double? Like,
heck yeah.
It's difficult, especially when you're not 6'8". Like when you're 6'3", passing out of a double is difficult. So, the screen will help. I just didn't understand that. But we went off on a tangent. I think I'm going to go with people. I guess people aren't going to like that I say this, but for me, it has to be Russell Westbrook. Simply because
Russ is definitely a solid answer to that question.
He's desensitized us to a triple-double to the point where we don't cherish when he does it anymore. And I don't feel like that makes any sense. The other day he almost had a triple-double before the half.
That's great.
And nobody said, ESPN didn't do nothing about it. Bleacher Report didn't tweet about it. Overtime didn't say anything about it. Like, do you know how difficult he almost had 10, 10, and 10 in a quarter, in less than 2 quarters.
That's great. Bro, listen. So in BC, we were talking about what if Russell Westbrook averages a triple-double for his career. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to mean it as serious as possible. If Russell Westbrook averages a triple-double for his career, he's just top 5 all time. You can't tell me he's not.
He would just have to be at least the 3rd best point guard ever. Because that's very difficult. But I think he's underappreciated. He's desensitized us to the triple-double. Every time we bring up Russ getting a triple-double, no matter how astronomical it is, he could have 65, 75, and 55. And the very first thing we hear when we turn on anything is, well, it doesn't win any games. It doesn't win a championship. You can't win a ring like that. It's like, bro, just appreciate what's going on, bro.
Oh, I got a good one.
Like, just appreciate it, bro. We're gonna miss this production when another point guard doesn't do this again for the next 25 years. We're gonna miss what he did, and then people are gonna realize, like, man, that was like a once in a lifetime thing. We wasted our time talking about he not winning the championship. Like, we just wasted all that time. But go ahead, Jay Bridges. You said you had a good one.
Yeah, and then if you think about it, it's not gonna make sense. Well, when you hear it, it's not gonna make sense. But KD is extremely underappreciated.
That's a good one.
They be talking about him like he's just not the best scorer ever.
Yeah.
Or if you don't think so, he's just one of them. That leads to another thing. Y'all can't wait till motherfuckers get hurt to say somebody is better than them. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it.
Yeah.
If you still mad about 2017, please grow the fuck up. Please. Like, bro, my favorite player lost to that nigga. I don't care.
Yeah.
Grow up.
You can ask
Because
me,
if it was their team, they wouldn't have anything to say.
I've been arguing how good KD is for like the last month.
Yeah, and that should never be a thing.
Like, it's like, bro, like he's just the second best player. Like,
yeah. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this once because I feel like I shouldn't have to be saying this. If his name isn't LeBron James, he's not better than Kevin Durant, and that's okay.
That's perfect.
That's so fine. I don't care how many assists per game and how many dribble moves per capita that any of these people can do. He is the second best player in the world, and it's been that way since at the earliest 2015. It's been that way. Like he's just been the second best player.
2015.
I think it's been
like he's been the second best player since like 2012. Boy, what?
Ooh, I don't know if 2012 KD was well, I mean he did, yeah. I would say he came into being the second best player in the world, like solidified 2014, 2015.
And LeBron's just not way back.
And he's been that. I don't care about Stephen Curry's 2016 season. I don't care about what James Harden is doing now. I don't care for real. It's amazing. I love to watch it, but at the end of the day, it's LeBron, KD. That's it. That's all anybody wants to see in the finals. That's all anybody ever talks about in competition than LeBron. No, here's my thing. We've never had a who's better, LeBron or James Harden debate. That'll never be a debate. Ever.
But James Harden is somehow better than KD.
We've been debating KD and LeBron since 2015. Like, you just have to stop. I don't know where this came from, but it has to stop. But that was a great answer. KD was great. We do not cherish KD at all. Who you got, Cam, if you didn't already answer?
We already talked about Donovan Mitchell, so I'm not going to say him, but
great answer.
Did you go?
Yeah, I did.
Did you go?
Yep.
On you, big dog.
Probably. Have we talked about Paul George?
Paul George is a great answer.
Paul George is a great answer.
Yeah, like, bro, he put up like 70, 20, and 50, and if he has one shot that hits the side of the backboard, that's all you're going to see.
Yeah.
Like, remember the first game that they played and he threw it out of bounds on accident?
Mm-hmm.
That nigga had 40.
and he was a meme. Like when he did that, he was a meme instantly on the internet. like damn, like yeah. It's not funny anymore. It's just not funny anymore. It's played out.
And people were like,
it's Paul George, man. Like
he was just averaging 25, 6, and like 5, shooting 50, 50, 90. Like, come on, bro. That's ridiculous.
One of the biggest things with Paul George is like I know like it became like a huge meme to just like make fun of him and everything, but like we saw Paul George like in Indiana go like toe to toe with LeBron and then suffer one of the most devastating injuries we've ever seen. And then come back and immediately get back to playing like that elite level. And then when he went through his like lowest time in the league in the bubble, he was super open about how depressed he was and how hard it was, and it's still a meme. I don't understand like why people think it's like Paul George has been probably since coming to the league like one of the more like human players. Like he's been like, you know, we've seen Paul George at like very low moments of his life. He's been public about it, and it's still something that people like to make fun of him constantly. I don't get it. I think it's a weird. I understand making fun of public figures, but Paul George is a weird target. I don't get it.
Now I'll say something. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say it.
Oh God!
Listen, y'all, pause. Y'all be on y'all knees for DRose and how y'all wish he came back and we watch Paul George do it, and he don't get no love.
That's very true, and that's a fact. That's a fact. And if we're being honest, he came back better than he left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
Get out of here.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's
weird.
like, yeah, it's weird. Like you said, he's a weird target. Like it's almost like they feel like he's an easy target because he's so open with everything. Like they're bullying him, and it's just like, stop. Like it's weird. Like it's just weird energy. Like I don't necessarily like it. You want to know an interesting fact about Paul George breaking his leg though?
Yeah, this story is crazy, bro.
I saw him in the hospital.
Really?
No way.
I was sick because they play. You know, they do the USA trial like practices. They do them in Las Vegas, Nevada, at like this remote location, like where nobody can really go. So, and they don't do them anymore because he broke his leg on the stanchion that was way too close to the out of bounds line.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he snapped it. It was way too close. But yeah, I was sick. Like I was sick, and I was sitting in an emergency room with my dad, sick as hell. And then you just hear like you hear like commotion, and then like that's all you hear is like, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, what? I'm like laying there because I was throwing up. I had food poisoning, and you just see a stretcher, and then I was like, okay,
was like 8 feet long too.
No, it was a stretcher, and I'm like, okay, that was wild. And then I hear like some, and then they said George. I was like, okay, cool. And then my dad, he had to leave. Like he had to leave me there because he had to do something. And he texted me. He was like, "Oh, Paul George just broke his leg out here." And I was like, "Oh," and I just put two and two together. I'm like, Paul George just literally gurneyed right past me. And he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's in the hospital. Like he's here because I guess he broke his leg." It was just that. Like I just saw him. I didn't see his face though, but like I kind of did, but like I didn't really like say, "Hey, Paul George." Like I didn't do that.
Hey, Paul, how you doing today?
I'll be a goat, but my dad works at this hospital in Atlanta, and he saw Craig Sager come in multiple times before he passed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's what's up though. That's what's up. RP a GOAT, man. RP a GOAT. I used to have that Craig Sager shirt.
Craig Sager's a GOAT.
That's a GOAT. That's definitely just a GOAT. Just a GOAT.
Yeah.
He was Ernie Johnson before Ernie Johnson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So how do you guys feel? We'll do this. How do you guys feel about the playoffs? How it's going? How the seeding is going? Do you feel like it's kind of like this isn't how this would go normally, or do you feel like this is going to be a good playoffs if the seeding kind of stays similar to what it is now?
I think the Western Conference first round is going to be a lot more interesting than people think it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
agree. One of those really good teams has to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Lakers stink right now. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
And if they fall anywhere to like below a 5th seed, they God forbid they end up at a 6th seed, and they got to get the Clippers or the Nuggets together in the first round. It sucks to suck.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Yeah, it just sucks to play LeBron.
But I'm gonna say the Lakers don't want to see a Clippers, and they're kind of still trying to nurse themselves back to health. That might not be too. I mean, LeBron is LeBron, but that might not be too conducive for a first round matchup. You know what I'm saying? You want to get the Jazz out of there real quick. You want to get, you want to get the Suns out of there respectfully. You don't want to have to play Kawhi Leonard and Paul George first round, and you done only played 15 regular season games prior to this right here. Like you don't really want to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to meet those guys like as healthy as possible, but we'll see. I think that'll be cool.
Oh, same thing with the Eastern Conference first round. One of them guys got to go. I said this a while ago. One of those top teams ain't gonna make it. And right now it might be the Celtics because they stink. They stink.
Hey, I'm gonna say a team, and niggas might not like this one. Niggas might not like this one. Hey, Giannis might get put out first round. I ain't gonna lie, he might get put out first round by the Pacers.
Low key.
Like that Pacers team, if they're in the play-in, those top two teams do not want to see them in the first round.
They are dangerous.
And we know they just can't beat the Heat. I feel like the Pacers and Heat might go 7.
Like
Yeah.
I've been saying it since they got Karis LeVert, or even before that. They're just a team that's built for the playoffs. They're big. They can control the half court pace, and they play great defense. That's just a team you don't want to play in the playoffs.
I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs simply because the team that they have now wasn't the team that they had then. And I thought they were going to have gelling issues when TJ Warren came back, because Malcolm Brogdon was getting off to such a good start. And when you have players that kind of play the similar positions or require the ball at a similar frequency, like Malcolm Brogdon is not trying to give up his best year to TJ Warren, who he probably doesn't really feel like is too much better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought they were going to have those issues. But then, I mean, unfortunately, we wish you get back to health. TJ Warren, he's not coming back. You know, they ended up getting Karis LeVert. And now they're, I mean, and I just didn't know Miles Turner was going to average 38,000 blocks a game. I just didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know that was going to happen. Like, I didn't know he was going to be the next Mutombo this whole season. I just didn't know that. So they actually are showing out. Yeah, you don't want to, I'm going to be honest. You don't want to be the Sixers and have to play the Pacers 7 times. You don't want to have to do that.
You don't want to guard that can't shoot.
Enough.
No, that's actually Ben Simmons' point. I know we talked about Discord earlier. Shout out to everybody in Discord finally coming around and realizing that Ben Simmons sucks.
But Cameron, the defensive gap outweighs the offensive gap.
Bruh, when I tell you I was saying Ben Simmons was garbage with every fiber in my body, like, can y'all please? It was like I had to put it in simpleton terms so many times. Like, dog, he will not take a jumper. There's no way he's going to progress like this. No, because if you now, and you know what? You see my tweet on Twitter, Liam? They dogged me for saying Lonzo was better than Ben Simmons. And now I'm looking at Lonzo or Trae Young pictures.
That was crazy, though. That's
crazy. That's crazy.
What?
If
I was going to bat for Lonzo. I was getting called a casual, a dummy, you're a hater, a clown. They was making fun of my appearance. And I get on the internet and I see, would you rather have Lonzo Ball or Trae Young?
Listen, if I put Trae Young on, if I replace Trae Young with Curry on the Warriors right now, Trae Young's just a top 5 MVP candidate. But
basically, I mean,
they think Curry is.
I mean, 20.
I don't know if he can do it as effectively, but it's not like the play style would have to change much. Like, he would just fit right there. Like, and that's fine. I don't know if he's good off ball, but he may not have to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? So consensus playoffs is good, like first round. I kind of think this season's playoffs is a little tainted simply because let's get this straight. The Celtics aren't bad. The Celtics had to deal with protocol issues, people sitting out. People have to get their momentum back from just sitting out a whole bunch of games. Then they have to sit out again. No one can catch, like, if you're dealing with that, it's hard to catch a momentum. It's hard to get those 7-game win streaks, them 8-game. It's tough. And a lot of the regular season for these playoff teams is based on runs that they make in the regular season. It's a lot of that. And when you can't do that, it gets tough. Like Jason Tatum said himself, like, I don't feel like myself out here. I feel tired. I feel fatigued. Like, he just can't catch a rhythm. And I feel like that's not going to happen, like, prior to this. So if I'm Celtics fans, don't spaz. Don't think that you got to trade all these people. You guys kind of have some bad luck. Just like the Heat. They had some bad luck too. Like, they're still battling back from their bad luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Heat should be a 2-3 seed, and they should have been at.
Yeah, and Celtics fans, this is the last point I'm going to make. I don't know if I said this earlier, but please stop saying y'all have the worst player in the NBA.
Yeah, who they think the word Jeff Teague? Yeah, he's just not the worst.
Just because he's the worst player on the Celtics does not mean he's the worst player in the NBA. Please.
Well, they do have Taco Fall. He stinks.
He is booty. He is, but at least he's 7'9".
7'6" Cristiano Felicio than Cristiano Felicio.
Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah, if you're gonna be that bad, at least be 8 feet tall.
Shout out to Romeo Langford finally coming back.
Yes. Yes, Romeo Langford. Very, very good player. Very
Like
good
Colin
player.
Sexton.
Yeah, basically.
I
Yeah,
have no idea who that is.
Romeo
He's
Langford
pretty.
He went to Indiana, and then he got drafted by the Celtics. He's barely played, but he's been hurt like most of the time. But I was a huge fan of his in college. I think he's going to be good. I'm not budging on that take.
He just
Okay.
has to get his foot in the door. That's all that is.
He
He hasn't
need to
really
play
got the
well
opportunity.
first.
Hey,
Words.
all it takes is something to happen, and they tired of Jeff Teague stinking it up. And you know what I'm
He's just
saying?
not on the team anymore.
Yeah, he's not on.
Oh,
the
he's not, huh? He's
team.
just
Yeah,
not.
they
the
just cut
Bucks.
him.
He's
Yeah.
on the Bucks.
He's
Yeah.
just not. They let him go.
What do you think
All
about
right.
Harden over Curry right now? Somebody
What
asked.
do y'all think about that?
Huh?
Harden over Curry. What does everybody in here think about that?
I
I don't think. I
will listen to it, but I don't necessarily agree.
Yeah.
I
I
Harden's
see
better
the
team
argument, but like
player.
He's just on a better team. He was just.
Yeah.
He's been doing this. If you say he's better right now, you would just say he's better. He's always been better than him, essentially.
That's my issue with it. That's my issue with it right there.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was-
because nothing about James Harden has changed.
yeah.
Yeah, when he was averaging a 30-point double on the Rockets, you just had to say he was better than him too.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I understand like that the take is coming up because Harden's been playing so good, but like it's just not true. He's just not better
Yeah.
than Steph.
I don't
Curry.
like when people.
It's just
I don't
not
like when
true.
people do that.
Yeah.
When like Harden hasn't gotten any better from any point in his career other than when he was on the Thunder.
Mhm.
But like since 2016, he just hasn't gotten any better. Like he's just been this elite shooting guard that he's been.
Yeah.
Like, so how did he all of a sudden get better than Stephen Curry? Because he's just big. Last year he was the same exact player. Like he was.
Yeah, same. He just had to drop 40 points every night. Now he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's you see winning. People value winning too much and they don't even think about it. But how do you guys feel about the play-in and who do you think is going to be entertaining?
I don't know how the play-in works. Actually, I don't know how many games are they going to? 7 or 5?
No, one. So I think if correct me if I'm wrong, Liam. The plan works like this: 7 and 8 plays. Whoever loses that game plays the winner of the 9 and 10 seed, and whoever wins that game goes to the playoffs.
I believe that's correct.
And all of that is one game. Like they don't
it's
play.
all no. If you lose, if you're the 9 and 10s, if you lose, you're gone.
You're done. Yeah.
Single elimination in basketball is going to be fun to watch.
It's basically a loser's bracket.
Yeah, it's double elimination. For the 7 and 8 seed, it's double elimination.
Yeah. And then for the 9 and 10.
I talked to Zay about this. I think Cam was there. I don't necessarily like it.
Yeah.
It's going to be entertaining for sure, but if I'm the Knicks and my name is Julius Randle and I have to play like the Hornets for my playoff spot that I worked so hard for, I'm just going to be upset.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're in, like why 7 is in it. I feel like if we're gonna do a
I
play,
thought it was 8, 9, and 10.
That's what I thought. I thought if it was a play-in, just have 9 and 10 play. The winner of that plays 8, and if 8 loses to whoever wins that, they lose. But I just don't really see the addition of the 7th seed. Like, why? Like they made the playoffs.
I think I don't hate it for like just this season. I don't want to see it again. I think this season it was a decent idea just because I think they just kind of predicted that there was going to be some good teams. They got really unlucky with COVID and they were going to need a way in, but like, I think, so I don't hate it for this year. I think it sucks for those teams that are the 7 seeds and then have to do that. Even the 8 seeds, they earn their spot, but like going forward, I don't want to see it again. I think this year I understand why they're doing it.
Yeah, me too. Cause I'm gonna be honest. Like if Charlotte, like I love Charlotte. Like if Charlotte is 7 and then like the Celtics are 9, we're just gonna have a play-in because I just don't want to see the Hornets in the playoffs. Like over the Celtics, I'd much rather see Jason Tatum than Terry Rozier in the playoffs. Like not to be disrespectful, like it would just be more competitive. The Celtics would be more competitive. Like we know that the Hornets are good, but when it's time for the Hornets to play the Heat, it's a wrap. Like it's a wrap. They are gonna lose. It's not gonna be close.
Only reason why I personally would want the Hornets to like win and be like the 8th seed is because I live 4 hours away and I would just see 4 games of the Nets. I would just see
Yeah.
I just wouldn't.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. Like, nobody wants to see Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham get absolutely obliterated by Kevin Durant. Like, that's not even be fun.
Kyrie's gonna go for like 40 a night.
Like they're still gonna smack the Celtics probably, but it's not gonna be that bad. Like they are gonna DDT Charlotte. Like they're gonna do Charlotte in the worst way. Like
a spear.
Right, they're gonna do them in a spear. Like I don't want to see that. So I get what Liam is saying, but
hey,
let's just never do this again though. Like ever. Like let's just never do that again.
I'm praying the Hornets get that A seed. I just want to see my favorite players go out there and play. And if they're not on Charlotte, all due respect.
Okay. So you on live still? Let's see if they got some questions.
There's 4 people in here, so they should pop a question. Somebody said Giannis is overrated. I agree, but we talk about that like every time.
Yeah, I can agree to a certain extent. I do feel like the people who don't like Giannis do a little too much. Like he still belongs on the top 10 players list.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, he does. He just does, and that's okay.
If Russell Westbrook was in top 10 while averaging a triple double.
He was though, apparently. From what I understand, he was. So if we're gonna keep that same energy, I get it. He has 2 MVPs. I'm sure there was a lot of people in the NBA that just despised the fact that Shaquille O'Neal was on the top 10 list in their time because they're like, he just doesn't do anything but back you down and dunk the ball. Like, but at the end of the day, he does it and can't nobody stop him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't like it either, but it is what it is, man. It just, you got to respect those MVPs. I don't think he should have 2 of them, but they've got to be honored. They've got to be honored.
Trap said, like we already talked about hiring Curry. Trap said thoughts on the Hawks. Those niggas are just garbage.
Yeah, the Hawks are dookie. Hey, but their new coach, I got to give it to him. He's a good coach. He's a really good coach.
They still suck though.
They're still garbage, but I would argue you put that coach on Boston, they might not be that bad.
Well, yeah, they're not that bad.
That coach is good. Like the adjustments that he made and that he makes when playing different teams, if you see it, the matchup switches, that guy's a really good coach over there. He turned their offense into top 5 offense literally this quickly. Like,
yeah.
But I also think
they still don't have DeAndre Hunter, so they still don't have.
They just have Cam Reddish. They have Cam Reddish.
Let's not start this, please. We're not gonna please.
They just have Cam Reddish.
All right, so
we only have like 8 minutes if you want to get into explaining hot takes and then.
Oh yeah,
about the new ones.
Cam, you go first because you're about to hit 100K on TikTok with the views for what you said.
Before I even start,
I don't understand why his take was so bad. I don't get it. Crafty's was way worse. Crafty's take was way worse.
Just worse. It was
his was worse.
Listen, before I start the take, normally when I go to the comment section, it's funny. This time it just wasn't funny though. Like it just wasn't funny. Like be funny, just be funny. But
they were just being rude.
But there was one funny person. I remembered your ad. Heartless World. Please go follow him on TikTok. He said I look like Desi Banks. That was hilarious. That was just hilarious.
He stitched it and he said, I know y'all heard Desi Banks just say that. That was hilarious. I screamed. Like that was so funny. I mean, you got to explain that because I don't agree. We've talked about this prior. I don't agree with what you said.
Listen, let me fix it because I would probably say that he's top 10, but he's 10. He's 10 to me. Grant that everybody is healthy, like everybody's healthy, including D'Lo, all those people. He's just 10. So I'm gonna just ask y'all. I'm gonna just ask y'all like name the point guards and y'all tell me if he's better than them. All right. So you got Curry.
No, it's not.
Harden.
No.
Dame.
No.
Luka.
No.
CP3.
No.
Trae Young.
No.
Russ.
No.
That's already 7 people right there.
Yeah, Russ is the most arguable one so far, but I'd say no.
Yeah, this is where I would put him, is right with Russ.
Yeah, I would say right there.
I was looking
I'm
at
with the original take. I still think SGA is better.
Oh yeah, SGA is better. I was looking at film this week, and the difference with him and Russ, like they both have the same play style, but Russ, it was just because of the time Derrick Rose was in. He was not. Derrick Rose wasn't really shooting a mid range like that. Like he would shoot it, but he wouldn't just come off the screen and just pull the mid range. And Russ does that all the time.
That's just
And Shea always does that, and it works effectively. Always comes off, and it just creates for his team.
But here's the point I made with Shea. Here's the point I made, Jay Bridges. Let me know if this is a good point, Liam. You too. I said this when it comes to Shea being better than Derrick Rose. This may sound kind of weird, but I always say, like, at the play style in which Derrick Rose played, he's only second to Russell Westbrook, and for his time, he was second to nobody for the way that he played. The aggressive, high-flying point guard. You know what I'm saying? That'll go out there and get you 25. Shea, on the other hand, he's not the best version. He's not the best version or the second best version for the type of point guard that he is.
Well, there's a simple answer to that. The type of point guards that Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook were at his time was only them two.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I think
you can't really argue with it if it was just the two of them.
Well, that goes into my point. Like that being said, the way that he played that in an elite fashion, he belongs on that top 10 list because he's I think Derrick Rose is better at his play style than Shea is at his. That's basically what I'm saying.
I can piggyback on that too, because I remember when Derrick Rose won his MVP and when him and Russ and John Wall were young, because it was them three.
John Wall.
It was those three. People would make shitty YouTube videos on 480 quality because that's all there was on YouTube then. They would compare the three of them, and the title would be Rose, Wall, Westbrook. And then the whole comments would people be debating who's better, and that's why I think if you take the injury out, he probably would have developed about the same as Russ, and we'd probably be seeing him play pretty similar to Russ without the rebounds because he wasn't ever a rebounder like Russ. So That's why I think you put him if you have Russ at 7, you can put Derrick Rose at 8 because they play so similar, and you just take the rebounds out, which for a guard, I mean, it's a wonderful plus for Russ, but I mean, I don't really care if my point guard gets 10 rebounds in a game.
Yeah, that's never really interested me. That's essentially what I was saying. He's top 10 because if we could assume that, I'm not saying that he's going to develop a jumper and the spacing and the pacing. No, I just think he's going to develop on what he's already pretty damn good at, and he'll kind of just plateau at a place where he'll be similar to Russell Westbrook, and that's okay. Yeah. I'm not. There's people in the comments that saying he would have been top 5, top 3. You're ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
Luka is just better. Trae Young and Luka are just better than he ever, including Tatum, and he's not even a guard, but he's just better than. Yeah.
So I agree.
Another big part of the Derrick Rose thing is just the nostalgia of it. You talk about Derrick Rose, and we all remember that season and young Derrick Rose and how exciting he was. But I mean, he would be criticized for the same things Russ is criticized for. Slashing, only slashing point guard is just dated, and it got dated fast. So when you say guys like Trae Young are better than Derrick Rose, it's not Derrick Rose slander. It's that it's just not the same game. It's just not the same game.
And even Russ had to adjust his game. He didn't have that mid-range to start. He had to get that. He had to get something that was versatile, so he just wasn't going to the rim every time. He had to figure something out that'll draw a defense to him.
But just to go back off of Liam said, it's just going to be quick, and I'm gonna get straight to further explanation. But we just got to stop acting like DRose was this godly. I mean, he just wasn't the best at his position when he won MVP. He wasn't. He just wasn't the best in his position, and everybody's acting he was just leaps and bounds, and acting like Chris Paul just wasn't playing basketball. I mean, but with Shea just being, in my personal opinion, Shea being better because he just offers more for my offense. But D'Lo and Shea are literally like, I didn't even know how identical they were. They're literally the same. D'Lo just does what Shea does in the mid range, like the in and out in the mid range go to in the pick and roll. D'Lo just does that at the 3-point line.
Yeah, they're very similar. They're really good in the half court.
Yeah, they were really good in the half court. And then you could throw in De'Aaron Fox, but I was looking at it, me and Zay were actually talking about it like as soon as I said it. MVP Rose and like
De'Aaron Fox are like
literally the same. They're just the same.
They're very similar.
And now make the like even down to the numbers. If I put De'Aaron Fox in 2011, he would just be the MVP. Like the numbers are identical.
Yeah, down to the assists. Like it's just down to the shooting percentages. They're just not very far apart from each other.
It's like if I put Curry and Kyrie's numbers side by side, like they look damn near the same.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But what was my take? What was my take? What did I say?
I don't remember.
It feels like we haven't podcasted in like a month.
Right?
What was my take? Does anybody remember?
No.
I don't.
Well, I ain't explaining nothing to y'all then. It was Anthony Edwards was going to be a top 3 shooting guard in the next couple years. Which I think I just think with Anthony Edwards, he has that. I always say it's more of a joke, but I always say he's little LeBron. But I mean that, but I don't mean that in terms of he's as good as LeBron was. I mean that in the qualities that Anthony Edwards has naturally is the same qualities that LeBron came into the league with. He seems effortlessly athletic, very durable. He never seems to tweak his ankle. He's never limping. He never seems to miss a beat with his health. You know, he's relentless. He doesn't care how he shoots or what he shoots. He's going to do what he wants to do, and he's going to do what he knows he does well every single night. He's extremely smart, especially when he gets in the lane. He knows exactly what moves to make. I just feel like with that base as a rookie, especially with that durability and that athleticism, he already has the skills. He's already a lot more skilled than someone who normally is that athletic.
Yeah.
And that big. He's 6'6", 220. Like, and he's that swift. He's very crafty. He's not like your normal shooting guard.
He came into the league as a better scorer than LeBron did. Like
when it comes to being able to score from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, and I just think with that base, if he builds on that, to me there's nothing stopping him from being a top 10 player in the league. Like he's got that. He's got the starter pack. That's the starter pack. Like where it's just like raw talent and ability, you know, and you just have to build upon that. And I think if he keeps going at the rate that he's going now, he's scoring 25 after the All-Star break. He's averaging 25. Like the sky's the limit for that guy. That's just what I think.
I agree.
But Jay Bridges, what was your take?
My take was that if you gave KD, De'Aaron Fox playmaking, he'd just be better than LeBron.
Yeah,
it is crazy, but that is true.
Here's just a starting point is we got to stop acting like that gap is big.
It's not.
It's LeBron, then there's just KD. We just know LeBron is here.
And the one thing that we always talk about for LeBron is that, he's an elite level scorer plus the playmaking. Okay. KD is a god level scorer. Like he's just the best ever in my opinion. A lot of people think so. So you gave him any inkling of playmaking, which I think he can do because he's just that damn good, but he just never has had to.
Yeah, it's more about willingness.
He's never had to. So if he does that, we just can't keep saying LeBron is better than him. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but KD has said on multiple occasions that he likes the guard and KD tandem. Like he likes to having a guard that can get him the ball in certain spots. Like he just likes that brand of basketball, and he'll always like it, and that's fine. But if he had to be a point forward, which we saw earlier in the season where he was the only player out there and he just had 34, 8, and 9. Like he can definitely just do it. Yeah, he can definitely just do it, but he just would rather not, and that's okay. That's one thing. We gotta respect people's play styles. Not everybody's gonna be the best scorer and the best playmaker. Listen, not everybody's out there to be the point guard. That's what the point guard's for most of the time. Like, people always complain, well, Carmelo, his playmaking was abysmal. He wasn't out there trying to do any of that.
Yeah, she had Chauncey Billups. What?
He had a point guard. Like, his job was to get the ball. When you get it, you try to score. That was just his job.
Go get buckets.
That's just okay. But Liam, what was your hot take that you need to explain?
Mine was a prediction, but I guess the hot take is that I think it would be a good idea. Is that I think the Celtics are going to trade Jaylen Brown this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to hear this.
So, here's why I think it wouldn't be. I don't know if I'd say it's a good idea. Here's why I don't think it's a bad idea. So, Jaylen Brown signed his extension for less than the max. So he's on a super valuable contract, and this is easily his best season in the NBA. Like, you will not get a better return for Jaylen Brown than you will this offseason because he's going to have 2 years left on his deal coming off the best season of his career. I know that him and Tatum are good friends and they like each other and they like playing basketball together. I just question their fit. Like, I think they both have the idea that they're going to go out there and score. And when you have two wings that both want to get out there and score, it can just kind of clog the offense up. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they have three guys like that because that's Kemba's number one priority too, is scoring. But, like, you can have two guys like that, but when you overcrowd an offense with guys who just want to get the ball and ISO and score, it just makes it hard to play offense as a team. So if they could, I think it depends on what they get back. It depends on what the market looks like. But I do think that, moving Jaylen Brown and considering what you could get back for him, at least a decent consideration. Because, if you look at teams that might be selling, who's due for extensions soon. Miles Turner's due for an extension, and we know that the Celtics want him. Malcolm Brogdon's on a pretty big deal. I don't think the Pacers, as a small market, would want to go towards the luxury tax. Jaylen and, a pick or two for Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner, and then you put those guys out there with Jason Tatum, that's a legitimate contending team. Mm-hmm. Like, I think it's less about, how much they like each other and how much – Celtics fans love Jaylen Brown, and I know that this would be something they don't like as soon as it happened, but I think it could potentially be a decent idea.
It will only work out for the best because, just like you said, they remind me of the issues that T-Mac and Vince Carter had together.
It's similar.
They just don't work. Like, it's just not going to work like that. Like,
and it's not like they're not doing anything wrong. They're both just playing their game. But it just so happens that their games don't really work that well together.
Right. There's only usually room for one of those kind of guys.
Let me iterate so people don't go crazy. That is perfectly okay. It is okay. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're not just supposed to click.
Yeah, it happens. Like, I still to this day don't think Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum is going to work.
Yeah, it's not.
But, it is what it is. Like, do I think they will trade Jaylen? No. It'll be in their best interest. Absolutely. It'll be in their best interest. Go get a premier center and get you a nice little, shooting guard that ain't too great, but ain't bad either. He can fill the spot, play some defense, shoot the three. Yeah, to be honest,
his contract's up.
Yeah, I don't really think he's too bad, but you just don't need both of them.
Yeah.
You just don't. Like, if you want to win a championship, you're not going to win a championship with two wings as your best player. It's just not going to win. At least not right now, and that's fine. Unless Jason Tatum gets in his LeBron bag and decides to be the point forward, which is possible. He could do that.
Totally possible.
But I don't think not that he don't want to. I just don't think you should make Jason Tatum do that. Like, just go build around
I don't think so either. He's like too good of a scorer to want him to try to focus on playmaking. Just let him score.
Yeah, really. That was great. I agree. So let's get into these hot takes. Cameron, Mr. Viral, you're going last because I have to prepare myself for all of that. But I had 2 hot takes on my mind. This one, I don't know if this is a hot take. Well, it is because the way I'm going to say it. But I was debating this in my mind for like the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Colin Sexton is just a lot better than Jamal Murray is. Like, a lot better. Like,
I love it.
And the only thing I'm gonna say is I don't know why Jamal Murray is not one of the most efficient point guards in the league. I don't know why. He should be. I'm not gonna explain why I think Colin Sexton is better, but I will say that we've all seen players that are shooting guard-esque point guards get put around a playmaker, and they have one of the most efficient years of their careers. Why isn't Jamal Murray doing that? Why is he not shooting 52% from the field? That may sound crazy. He literally has the best playmaking center ever on his team. He shouldn't. Him and Colin Sexton's percentages should be nowhere near each other, in my opinion. But that's my take.
I'll go. It's not really a hot take to us, but we haven't spoken on it in the podcast yet. But AD is just the best power forward ever.
Absolutely.
Facts. Absolutely.
He's just the best to ever do it.
Like best?
In the piggy, I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna use that hot take for now. I'm gonna say my.
He's just the best to ever do it.
Yeah, there's nothing you can add. There's nothing more you can ask him to do. Literally.
Look. We love the greats, and we hold the 2000s so dear to our hearts. Man, Tim Duncan ain't better than him. Man, stop.
And that's okay though. Tim Duncan's way more accomplished than that young fella.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna go down in history as higher than Anthony Davis for the most part. I don't think Anthony Davis will ever pass him on an all-time list. But if you had to ask me to choose, I'm choosing Anthony Davis almost every time you ask me.
I'm very excited for you to explain this one because I'm ready to piggyback off of it pretty heavily.
I'm gonna piggyback off this. I'm gonna have my own hot take, but this is probably a hot take, but I'm pretty sure we all agree. Since 2016, AD just been the 3rd best player in the league.
Woo! I've been saying that for a minute now.
Just the 3rd best player in the league. But I got my own hot take. So go ahead, Lim Shady.
All right. All right. So this one, I thought of this one earlier today because I was thinking about it, and I talked about the Warriors a lot today, and I watched a bunch of Warriors tape. So just on my mind, a lot of the blame for the Warriors offense being, pretty bad aside from Steph this year has been given to Kelly Oubre and to Andrew Wiggins. Oh man, this is gonna.
Oh, I'm so ready for him to say it.
It's Draymond Green's fault.
He sucks. He stinks.
I'm not saying he stinks. He is just not getting guarded. No one's guarding him.
You know why? Because offensively, he sucks.
He's making it so much harder for these other guys to find space on offense. And I know he's a good passer, but he's been. I mean, we talk about all. I can't explain it. I'll explain it next time.
I'll say another hot take to double down on what you said. If you put James Wiseman in the game more than him, they win more games.
Yikes!
Because guess who you have to guard every night? James Wiseman. You don't have to guard Draymond when he has the ball. You just don't. Because 2 things are happening. Either he's going to shoot, which we're all okay with, or he's going to hand the ball right back. He doesn't do nothing else. He either goes, or goes. He doesn't do anything else. Nobody cares about how many plays you can point out. Nobody cares. Nobody.
And Raptor just joined. So hold on, Liam, say it again. Say it again.
Raptor joined. All right. Oh man, Raptor's gonna be so disappointed. I said that if a lot of the blame goes to Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins for the Warriors offense not being as good as it should be, and to me, it's Draymond's fault.
100%. 100%. Couldn't agree with you more. Cameron, go ahead.
All right, me and Zay actually talked about this hot take earlier, like a couple days ago. But Jimmy Butler's not top 15 in the league.
Ooh.
I agree.
He's not top
because
15 in the league.
I will always say this. If you can't comfortably tell me that he's better than Chris Paul, he's not top 15. He's not top 15.
So I gotta ask you a question. Did Zach LaVine take his spot?
Yep.
Oh, damn. I never thought I put
Bridges.
I
So
put
Zach LaVine
him
this
top
year-
15 in terms of respect. I never really thought he was top 15. I never really thought Jimmy Butler was top 15.
Listen, we definitely debated this before, Zay. Jimmy Butler's just not that much better than Gordon Hayward.
Oh,
All
ooh.
right.
He's not.
No.
He is not that much better. No, bro. Hey,
I could agree with that.
we can talk about this because this ain't the hot take. He is not that much better than Gordon Hayward. He's not.
Oh, man. I could agree on a skill level. Damn, that's crazy. I could.
Jimmy Butler is such a hard player to talk about. Like
Yeah,
when you're ranking
exactly.
him.
Like
He's intangible.
he's not that good when it comes to. I wouldn't say he's not that good. He's not as good as his peers in comparison to like who's good at basketball. But he just will not lose.
Yeah, he got that.
Like,
I've had that conversation so many times, but we can't explain him. So.
His will to win is just astronomical. Man, that was wow. Jimmy Butler not top 15. He's not that much better than Gordon Hayward. And Zach LaVine took his spot. You know what? The Zach LaVine thing I can kind of agree with. Because if you ask me who I'd rather have, him or Jimmy Butler, I might just have to take Zach LaVine on my basketball team. I can't lie.
Personally, I think this year's Zach is just better than any version of Jimmy Butler.
I'm gonna be honest. If you're not LeBron, I don't really value. If you're not LeBron or Luka, I don't really value a small forward's playmaking ability like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me. Like that's what we got the point guard for. Like if you're not astronomically like IQ wise, just on a different level, just let the point guard do it. Like
we can't explain.
Yeah. That is the end of episode 10A. I want to thank y'all for 400 plus subscribers. We've been getting 500 views on the videos, getting comments. We love the interaction. Please keep interacting with our stuff. Share it with a friend, family, class. Get us out there, bro. We really appreciate y'all. 400 subscribers to me and to everybody here is like unreal. Like that's just crazy. Like
absolutely,
it's just crazy.
1 week within the first video, and the first video is about to hit 1,000 views.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. But just keep running it up. Follow everybody here. They're gonna shout out all their social medias one more time before we get on out of here. Y'all do y'all thing.
_ Jay Bridges on TikTok.
_
Jay Bridges with it. Damn!
He just jumped right in front of you, didn't he? Hey, we don't care though.
You don't care though.
That's
He
crazy.
said, your social medias?
Okay. You know what? It's in the comment section. No, it's in the description. It's in the description. Go ahead, Cam. My shit is in the description. Go ahead.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't do it. My shit in the description. It's just in the description.
Right. Hey, I guess it's on you.
I'm gonna say mine. I'm saying mine. You guys, Jay said in the beginning, we got almost 1,000 views on these videos, and I don't even have 200 followers on TikTok. Come on now, follow me up at LimShady91. At LimShady91 on TikTok and Twitter.
You see
but
it.
Appreciate all you guys.
And one more thing I'd like to add. If you made it this far, I hope you stayed, because if you stayed, you can do this. At 1,000 subscribers, we are going to include one of you guys that watch our videos to be in this Zoom call and be on the podcast with us for the entirety of an episode. But the way that you get in this raffle, in this drawing, if you follow, every follow that you give one of us adds your name to like the raffle. So let's say you just follow me, you only get one. But if you follow me, Jay Bridges, and Cam, you get 3. If you follow all 4 of us, you get 4. And that is on TikTok. For most of us, it's on TikTok. But if you follow everybody on Instagram, you also get another entry. So if you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, that's 2. Then 2, 2, 2. So if you get all that, you have your name in there a bunch of times, and you can be here with us on the page. You'll be on YouTube. We'll shout out your TikTok and all that stuff. So that's just what I wanted to say before we get on out of here.
And comment done. And
yes, and comment done. Please.
Comment done letter by letter.
Yeah, comment done letter by letter. Hold your breath. 99% of people can't do this.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Man, we made it to 10 episodes.
But
yes, sir.
But put your Instagram in there though, so we know who you are.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We are finished with episode 10, and we out, y'all.